God for me. Yes, I think they are still picking up, and we are sure that the team will come good more.
Yeah, we'll talk about how. But let's jump to Asante. For them, they're struggling against the relegation threatened sides.
They did the second round well, and just from it was to every as for the tax and easy that Asante Kotoko made for the and that is no longer. Then they to somehow inexperienced last, and that is why Kotoko are struggling. Many chances. Yeah, I checked the record of Kotoko in about their last 6, and if not scored more than 2, it's a team that Premier League title. Kotoko would need to go back to the form they did in the first round, where sometimes individual brilliance shone for them. In the second round, I'm not seeing the individual quality too much, and I don't know what is.
Rise back against Hartlepool, who at a point looked like they would score any time,
and they scored. Compared to my game, no, and get them, but you didn't see that from House of Folk. But you know, on the day you saw in person, coach near offer came, they are top scorer, Hamza Obeng, but he maintained, you know, Dennis Kosa and of course Winnie me and Kofi Abusima, because everyone see I can say David of Mapani are injured. And Juba will say, oh, no changes via Shadamba. Now, this time round, the coach in your confidence in the future. Same time, I had done the routine in that midfield, and now using Salifim, Hamza Issa, and Kasim Sisse, or Kasim Sisse. Kicker.
like
We always someone that can someone that can take the ball and progress. So their former have that number 8. I'll wait to my Fabo. So Salim coming in brings them that stability in there. He's able to take the ball and progress with it. Once Salim gets the ball, you know that Linda Mtange will make rounds. And yeah, I would say this: some of the biggest beneficiary of Abubakar Rate's reign players. Tamge. It got to a point. It looks like Linda, even though he's
It's about closing the gap and taking their chances. I'm not a big fan of dwelling too much on stats at midway point because it help champions do, but benefit of where is it too early though to point out potential relegation teams? And I am on chance. I'm on time, Kakra.
I think Udu and Ishema, you can see it. Like some teams will battle to survive in the Ghana Premier League. Teams like Bofa Patano is one of them. But team like you can, of course, when you look at the rest of the teams, they will have to fight for those kind of positions to survive in the Ghana Premier League. The points build up teams now from the 11th spot to the last spot, and it looks like Eben Bang. So any team can survive, any team can escape. Out to you especially, I doubt they might survive in the Ghana Premier League. When I look at their strengths, the kind of things are air course within. Karela team look more and also as I lose compared to the rest of the teams are more prefer. So they are one of them. Baby any Gold Stars, one of the teams are more squad. Number 11 spot to now. Dreams will survive. Baby any Gold Stars will survive. Karela will survive. But between RTU, Bofo, House of Lions, Emutre will go to relegation.
I look at the table. I mean, the second half of the table, and I thought the Heart of Lions were gunners in the first round. Home of affairs, and with how they've managed to win some games, and also the most important thing, Heart of Lions, is getting back to the Kpando Stadium.
Yep,
it has always been the fortress, and win there. So they are able to pick up wins at home. Can survive, and I'm not writing them. I'm not writing a very experienced Bashir. Even they started brilliantly, but they fell off. It will be difficult for them to survive if they don't start picking points at home. Look like the slaughterhouse when they started the Premier League has lost that invincibility.
And after the
ban, they've not been the same. With their coach from Pomasu trading to goals to be able to survive in this league.
Well, I mean, they'll be encouraged. Performers who are flying at the moment. I think it would hard away. If we go home, let's try and get 3 points. This could be the momentum they're looking for.
And maybe one person if Bofuko relegation, I bear me because I believe when Eboa in getting a lot of supporters
and
when it comes to
United.
We want to see more people entering into our various watch the Ghana Premier League. Premier League, the first 5-6 games of Bofa, especially the atmosphere, the kind of fans behind them, and how prepared. Start times were there on several occasions. I remember the game against our full to capacity, even though that game was played on Friday and Saturday respectively. And not going at the traditional day like Sunday, Ghana Premier League. We saw a lot of people going to the Coronation Park to watch Bofa Patana because it's been a long time. Who said Bofusi in the Ghana Premier League.
And unfortunately, the field issues and
outside playing away from home and back to Buffalo. The team has not been the same. Performance was changing, so really affected.
I think it was the hooliganism that caused them. I know. I'm sure they've learned their lessons from that. But you need to win in games. Yeah, if you can win 90% of your home games, you have that surety that you remain in the league. It's not easy to go away and win games. That is why RTU. Many said, okay, Bofo has come to stay, but it looks like and down banks in the goals for them. So almost starting winning games was Tsunami Coronation Park if they want to survive. But RTU, with all these financial burdens on their head, it will take a miracle for them to survive.
Now, RTU, what is the excuse? Because information available is that they really solid backing, from the vice president and other gurus, the big boys.
I don't think
locally
that Just last week, before their game, Amokobo against Panduasto Lions, Midin Komoko Tamale Kakra. You know, Omobas SA, and it's Tamale Mazin, tell the Oko Tamale. Now in the story, no. They were struggling to raise 2,300 to go for their bus. That is one.
Ghana cities.
Yeah.
Ghana City. When somewhere no to come there, but to must survive it. And you races as a Canadian out. So baby, you know, sometimes, but now don't working for now. What's out, you know,
management.
I buy a little bit political. That is where you say we the Northern region, we support them. We've been here since you know the 90s. But the young but the position of power out you take on that
Structure.
That so the structure is no. Almost free Premier League no affected because them could go and watch their game.
Yeah.
So me out you in the Ghana League no be ya. House of Lions in the Ghana League no be ya. But for quarter no in the Ghana League no be ya. Ghana Stars I always want some of these teams to be in the Ghana Premier League.
Sure, on the fans, on the equalizer against Bofo.
So you see, this one is Bofo against RTU.
Yes, and
this game was not played on Sunday.
No, and it was played away in Sunyane, but on the fans, Accra.
Yeah, what was hard? You remember when RTU qualified back into the Premier League some 2-3 seasons ago? You saw the bars in Tamale, so when Nigeria also, and now there's no Tamale City. So to lose RTU and no Premier League, and no for them. People are really angry about the situation that RTU find.
But there's also something about hooliganism and this kind of wanton acts of vandalism and violence, which should not be part of our game. And unfortunately, Midyama bore the brunt of such, and I think that is where RTU were also punished.
Yeah, they were also punished. You know. And they served the ban.
Yes.
They served the ban, but they are back. They were back to the Aluma Stadium because of renovation works. They have to move their home venue to Naledgo. The biggest issue RTU have, I remember when their coach Shaibu Tanko was there. He said the biggest problem that RTU have is not about getting quality to play for them. It is about finances. Because some of the players even refuse to turn out for training because they paid to take a bus from. I have been to Tamale recently.
Now it's 4 months.
If that is not good enough. You need to run the day-to-day activities of a club.
You might be not 4 months in Chaka. How do you survive in this country? Not 4 months in Chaka. How do you survive? So the year 2024 in Chaka. How do you survive?
That is why RTU should have networking. I mean, network. Ex-players network. They come. I know ex-players come together. They have a way of supporting on a club. You have a board, you have management, you have big names that.
Yes. We rely
entitlement.
Entitlement. We feel because there are so many big men, especially teachers. So when I any pressure to so yes, they are from the north, so they should come and help RTU. That it doesn't work that way. The club should of soliciting for. It's not all money. Structures are every club is calling for big men. They should come and help them. What is the club structure doing? What is the back?
That is why Ghana Amity is honor, and of course, for a single person running the
Randy Abbey is doing his own.
What is a judge or 10 crime? None team football. That's why I always respect some of these members on the seat. Of one customer bottom weak and sometimes enough a big budget and
of course.
Now, yeah, even the custodian of the Ashanti land, but the assessing football here this kind of so look at the
big boys,
the big men who have been given the nod to lead the team. These are people who are wealthy business that can fund the team. You and yet one more from They are players from from Accra who play for RT Oba. Also,
in fact, every man from Kumasi
have to find accommodation. Such player is not mentally sound. Forget. Only more about he will not deliver.
It's hence the kind of structures like Pobiman kind of make sense.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So whether or not Usumesi is there, whoever comes would inherit something for the club in the
Pobiman.
And this will take a huge burden off the players.
Of course.
You know, I mean, it's just sometimes players after the match, then family members start to call
and it's
them.
even good that you as you speak to some of the clubs.
Yeah.
I be fear and they say, oh, to spend $1 million up a huge edifice for a Boca, and I'll put them in a hotel. End of every year, the amount of money that to accommodate in hotel and guest houses it's more than the Kato Castle. Now we see what it will help you. That is why I was happy when Kotoko moved to Abasa. And see, I mean, it is brilliant as our project now to be here. You know, I think it would be one issue of how to forget. Administration Miss Flowers for doing this project.
Yeah, legacy. About news by Tom Vernon after 25 years at the helm of transforming what was just your friend saying an idea. He's taking a back seat involved, but at the forefront, were among other people. But what he's done in that time, from taking a loan
25 years, you've been running.
And now, the right to dream is worth over $100 million US dollars.
And on a penny, I discuss it on Sports Park on 89.7, 9 to 12 every day, Monday to Friday. So Ghana Football Academy on Bessa Mati. One of the right people I say you contact your Tom in help.
I worked for Right to Dream as a communicator for about 2 or 3 years. And one brainstorming, everybody should bring his ideas, or it will be a communication. He doesn't joke with it, and at times it's he could be traveling all over the place, but Obape, then he's on the ground. He's really, I mean, I for example need to say thank you to Tom, opening doors. I learned a lot from him, and I think the grassroots concept now, or not, wants to start
grassroots.
It's worked, and Kudus is just one of scholarships. The
last time Harry Asatichum, the communications director for GFA, said, now if you look at the core of the Black Stars, it is made up of players from Right to Dream Academy. And you can't deny that fact.
Not just the Black Stars. There are teams that didn't qualify for the AFCON. Right to Dream. Adingra is one of
Simon
them.
Adingra of Ivory Coast.
And there are other players in other countries that almost trace from roots to Right to Dream.
Personally, appeal to football. They should just contact Tom Venom and have a one-on-one discussion. One more man templates in intro say na me no mo hwe so nye because Dan is brilliant.
Right to Dream footprints, the fingerprints, Egypt. The academy is there. Nordjylland is an offset of Right to Dream.
And we even have Ghanaian coaches around that.
Right. Launch. I went there with Derek Boate, Michael Essien, Liverpool defender Jimmy Traore, others. And he's bringing all these guys together. Now San Diego, near the border between the US and Mexico, he's going to tap into those, your friend is saying, so it was fantastic.
Anytime, let's
go back. And of course, Unim said all this when you talk about networking. So IMAX Media at the right time, Techno, and of course, Mr. Well done to Tom Vernon, and hopefully, as Mutala is saying, the FA would say, Tom, show us how it's done. And Tom might even say, it's made for free on all right, let's go through the shows, guys, and see what's coming up today and tomorrow. the weekend. Big match. Mind you, Asante Kotoko so Ombebo Omode Accra Lions. So that it is. Great Olympics kicking off in about 30 minutes against Karela United. A very interesting up at hand. Chelsea as well. And Thursday, Tano, as we said, we take on Hearts of Lions. 6-pointer. Threatens host nations. Midiama entertain Bicham. RTU hosts Gold Stars. And Dreams versus Hearts of Oak would be on start times at 6 o'clock. And also a numeric kickoff. Lovely fixtures, guys.
Interesting games. Mouth-watering games. Dreams, Hearts of Oak. I know you're better on chain for now. See, Karela, like this, a game number, but it's very important to them because they lie precariously above the relegation zone. They will need to move further away from the relegation zone. Samatex, for instance, I think in their last, the second round, they lose 2 games, which is not good for them because in the first round, including their home game, in the first round, they made an Anna City Park a fortress. So, I mean, they are much the title. Some to win in T if they fall off a bit how more. But Karela in the game, against Asante Kotoko. Yes, that's on the screen there. They won against Asante Kotoko. So that should give them enough confidence going into this one. And it's not going to be a specially played Olympics. All this quality in the Soga Park. But and the Astro Tefs in the Abono. Karela are used to the house. Was an active. They've gone to the north. They played Kotoko at Go Stadium. They are used to the AstroTurf. So it is going to be a matchup. Great Olympics train on an AstroTurf. That is why they are really comfortable playing at the Sugar Copper Park. So I want to see how this one will pan out.
AstroTurf, the one in when playing their home games. Of
course.
One of the best.
JB Fresh. Yes, I saw or the Biba or Fridge Muntis show JB Fresh. You know they're sponsoring the show, right? Yeah. So to Bidema, don't joke with your health. You know, go for checkup. They'll tell you exactly what's wrong with you. Not just that, give you the your full. And also high sense prices for everyday people as well as soccer bet. The investors know exactly what soccer bet means to them. Let's go back. Welcome back. We're counting down to kick. In points badly after beating Asante Kotoko. They tripped up a little bit. Great Olympics themselves lost 3-0. Surprise, they second round really on a good foot. We've witnessed Hearts of Oak that ended 1-1. So it's an interesting where, according to pre-match or the expectations on paper. So Great want the 3 points on the board, but Karela desperate to also get another 3 points. Not too sure about this. Aero Engineering, remember they motivated I think $50,000 as well, the Japanese, plus they had another sponsor through on the club. On a day you bet against Olympics would deliver, they sometimes, to your amazement, buckle. But they should be able to get 3 points from this game.
Well, yeah, I think I hosted that game that Great Olympics played against Accra Lions. And right after the game, Kwesiedu, the CEO of Baby Go Stars, called me and said he was watching the game. He's monitored the Olympics team and he knows their strength. He knows where their biggest strength lies. He told me they were going to beat Olympics in Baby, and they did, because he said Olympics have their greatest strength in their midfield, where they have the likes of Kasim, the likes of Emmanuel Entry, the likes of Christopher Neti. 5. He says if you are able to stop Kasim and Entry from operating, because Awako looks a bit rusty, being for some time because he has some form of dispute with Accra to focus. He's not really gotten into four, but that is Great Olympic strength. So, and these players from getting the ball to one man up front, that is Abdul Razak Yusuf. Let you assure you are that Great Olympic. Their greatest strength is they play the 3-back. So if you really want to beat Great Olympics, you have to take the game to them and try to exploit their wings, where Christopher Nete and Ashikwe will be pushing forward. If you're able to exploit that space between the midfield, then you are good to go, because Christopher Nete is not the best when it comes to his ability. Good when he bombards. So if Karela wants to get something from this game, then they should utilize the spaces that the back three will create. Christopher Nete, Ashikwe going forward.
An all-round team Olympics on a good day. Both teamwork. They are Ghana, but I said sometimes some
was one of the best
3 seasons ago. But I said he's not himself, and Ashikwe is on and off. One of the best players. When his brother was there, they used to torment defense. Especially
but legend, but sometimes he also loses concentration. Great. All the teams that play Olympics try to use that. You cannot discuss. It is Olympics. You can have an so that is Karela must employ, and they must be sound defense like what they did against Kumasi Asante. The spaces. Don't allow Emmanuel Entry time on the ball. Don't allow Glassing Awako ball, because these two get the ball to Razak Yusuf, who has the eye for goal. He's very deadly, he's very clinical in front of goal. So stop the midfield from operating, and you're sure of getting something against Olympics.
And the inclusion of their former striker who went away in the first round about
my goodness, he's put on a bit of weight, hasn't he? Yeah, why can say, but still no brains
that is the strength or the bosses. Yeah, I joined that the team no so.
Yeah. Olympics, one thing about them, and if you follow closely, we are a stubborn academy. They have this attitude of they are very arrogant in that sense. But then against teams that they may not consider to be in that high class, no, they sleep. Nana. Is that to say about their attitude when they play mid-table teams, lower tier teams, as compared to top top teams, Media, Mane, Ebia, Kotoko Hearts, Dreams FC, Eboa, they have a different approach.
Yeah, I agree. When they are facing the big teams, imagine what the body is different.
Why?
Smaller opposition, so now it looks like, the mentality changes there. But I think, with the inclusion of, you see that 2 goals the last time they played at home, and they're more confidence now. And Razak Kapsin as the main pivot, so say he's protecting the back three already. People are complaining, say the back three of Olympics of Oko Grapeman and Lucas. In fact, Saint Osei is the communication testify on Sports Park say even the next blaster call up to make more Olympics players in the
8. At least 8 grade Olympics players should be in the team.
In the Blasters, surprise. So it tells you they have belief in their team that might be in the Ghana Premier League, but they have players who are much in tested about 3 or 4 teams in the local scene, so very experienced in the local. To get the maximum win against Karela.
Yeah, one person who barely gets the praise for Great Olympics is their goalkeeper, Benjamin Asari.
Yeah. He's kept about
brilliant. He's kept about
so far
12. Yeah, he's the best. He's kept about 12 clean sheets. Until I said to Sebeka Chose and Kayedeneko Afcona, he thinks he was better than all the goalkeepers that we sent to the Afcon. He's one of the best on the local scene, and he together with the back three of Ebenezer Setre, reason why Great Olympics have kept more clean sheets. There you see him on the screens there, keeping 12 clean sheets at the moment.
With
that
reference
is huge.
to what you've said,
yeah.
There's some Jurgen Klopp interview, and say, I don't know, I'll take such gamble with these so-called academy boys. And I'll say, and y'all know, but boys know, they have it just for
of course.
So the players have it, but the confidence of a coach to say, I have the confidence in you, that is where a lot of coaches don't have sad guts.
We produce at the 2 TV now. You can see Olympics goalkeeper has done a great job. 12 clean sheets. So far, about 20 games. So it's more than half of the games we've played in the Ghana Premier League so far.
But you should be brave. Like to say last, you should not 3.
But 12 out
no,
of
you're
20.
Right.
Your own goalkeeper
from House of Lions.
From House of Lions.
Brilliant goalkeeper.
And the best goalkeepers who has passed through the ranks. Also 9, and of course our own Kofi Ban, one of the best goalkeepers in the first, and also 8. So it tells you the goalkeeping department in our league, a massive improvement in the local scene.
Okay.
Previously we were complaining about that. It looks like we don't have goalkeeping problem in this country as it stands now.
We don't, but it's one thing having a good goalkeeper or good goalkeepers, and it's another one transforming them into world-class keepers in matches, in tournaments. Psychology, different. You need to work on them.
And I think the transformation also deals with giving them the opportunity to showcase what they can do. When was the last time the senior national team went for any major tournament and who say a locally based goal and a team in like one of the games I would them fully. So it's not that easy. The transformation starts with giving them opportunity, giving them call-ups to also showcase what they've done. So any Black Stars call-up that we do, one of the slots for the goalkeeper, one of the goalkeeping slots locally based.
If you're a free 4 or 3, one of them should be for local.
I am not for that. I think that if the goalkeeper is good enough, he should be in there. And this is Benjamin Asari has made a case for himself.
Yeah, I think with Nana Idu's issue, it's about your football DNA and your national policy in developing your game. The idea is that local players, and including the goalkeepers, confidence and motivation. Say, okay, if I do well this season, I may be called. That is actually a huge motivation for them. But they know whether or not.
If you perform, you will get the call up. Yes. It is a huge motivation. Yes. It pushes the player to go to the next level, to do his best. But Obona, I'll be putting it up in the best. Now you're a friend or not. It even morale.
And then it also sells football league to the rest of the world. Obviously, when a goalkeeper is the commentators will mention, yes, this goalkeeper is from Great Olympics. He's played for this. He can see it's funky.
Like Dan Lad going to the World Cup.
Football branding. But we need but it doesn't matter.
Yeah, like this former Indian who went to the 2014 World Cup. Steven Adams.
Steven Adams.
Right, that kind of thing. But at that level, no, it's all more with that confidence that is the Great Olympics. If they also put up a good game as they did against Asante Kotoko, we saw a very good play. And Fatal,
and in fact, their goalkeeper too was great.
Yeah, former Hearts captain.
The good old Fatal.
Yeah, absolutely. Former Hearts captain should be able to lead them over a lot of experience, and he'll be able to.
Yeah, when you look at Fatal's influence in this, Karela team, after House of Folk, we improve as a player, and I think change of environment has brought the best out of, Fatal Mohammed in this Karela team. And it's one thing that is helping them. But one thing I want to mean influence is the influence of Abubakar. Carry them to go to relegation. But after watching them against Kotoko in the FA Cup, watching them against Kotoko in the Ghana Premier League, me realizing who say Damba's handwriting on the team is top and it's helping the Karela team. They are playing some good football. Damba's strength as a goalkeeper, you can see that thing in their goalkeeper Odema against Kotoko. The goalkeeping department is sorted and have some few players technically they are gifted.
A lot of work. LL, there's one thing that runs through away matches. No, they have problems. They have a lot of problems, so they need to find a way out. They
need to work out for their away performance. At least, if they're able to get all the home and 1 or 2 away wins, I'm sure the Karela team have seen in recent, especially the game against Kotoko, that team need to survive in the Ghana Premier League.
Aye, survivor will be difficult. Yeah, looking at the last 5 away matches with a lot of L. For a team that lost their last game, they would be looking at getting back quickly as possible to winning ways. So our last 2 games have not produced any goals. I hope this one will produce goals to entertain us. That are playing, definitely we are going to see a goal. A lot of creative players in their midfield. Is commits fouls in and around the 18-yard area. Have Emmanuel Entry he scored in the Ghana Premier League. Asin Awako is also another dead ball specialist that you don't want in and around the 18-yard. So Karela should not commit fouls around the DE. If not, they would be severely punished. But I think Great Olympics to considering the fact that they lost their last game against Gold Stars and will want to get back to winning ways.
I mean, you're talking about leadership and experience, and if Abubakar
Alhaji Fadi Fatah has sent a message, meaning or say Olympics 2, Karela 0.
Okay.
Yeah.
But when we watch Olympics, Karela, a tired draw, Olympics and Haas, it looks like a move back winning one. 2 teams, it's a 4-time draw.
Now, I mean, and not a lot of goals are scored. It's always very tight.
So that is a head-to-head in the last 5 games. Olympics a winning back, Karela a winning back for 3.
They are coming in a draw, yeah, and it's very tight between the two of them. You leadership and the absence of Arno Walker, presence carried when you have that there as some players and so more psychology and the way they play.
Yeah.
And Damba seems to have that influence as Arno Walker used to have.
Well, I'm still looking at Abubakar Damba and I'm telling myself, is it the bounce of a new coach? When a new coach comes in, players want to respond by showing the coach that I'm good enough. It was the previous coach that was not using me well, so give me the opportunity. I'm looking at that. It will take about 5-6 games for me to actually or properly judge Abubakar Damba as a top coach for Karela, but he started on a brilliant note. Beating Asante Kotoko is not an easy feat. Not just any Asante Kotoko side, but the side that are being coached by Prosper Nateogum, someone who has won the Premier League before. But you look at Great Olympics, and in terms of experience, they are also not missing much, even though Arno Walker is not there. Remember, Jimmy Kobler has played second fiddle to Arno Walker some time back at the club. He was the assistant coach of the Great Olympics. Knows the ins and outs of Great Olympics. He also comes with rich vein of knowledge because he's been around for a long time in the Ghana Premier League. So it's going to be 2 experienced heads coming together. But who comes up tactically. I think Jimmy Cobbler has a slight edge over
Bashir Hayford, Kase, and Frama, and people were mocking him. But thank you very much. Absolutely.
But I think
when he said it,
speak to people in Sugar Cup this morning on Sports Park 89. And he was talking about the wind.
There was a word to use. They were social media
mocking.
No, there's a word. Trolling.
Okay.
Say or same from.
Yeah.
So if you're playing, anyway, talking about that, let's hear from the coaches. They're already at pitch side.
After that 3-0 defeat all the way at BBNE, you are back home again. Sure. Coach, how prepared are you and your team coming at the back of that huge defeat?
Well, I think that day is one of those things. Nothing went well for us. Everything was okay was for them. It does not go. Few changes. We made some few changes, and we believe that this team is going to give us the 3.
That started away. Changes. It's just.
I mean, the platform we set will tell you the kind of pillars you should use, and that's all I can say.
Coach, in this second round, Great Olympics look like a rejuvenated side. Only Hearts of Oak has picked up more points than Great Olympics.
So,
how are you looking at continuing with that superb form?
It will go well. It will go well. That game is in Bubiani. Nobody understands. We do not understand because we'll be playing. They will pick the ball and kick, and we'll just go and pick it from our net. They will be flashy. The second goal, our own player kick the ball into something in the game, and we pray that that bit of luck to win their games will happen to us today.
Finally, you are coming up against a side that won against Asante Kotoko, one of the giants in the league. How do you intend to break them down?
We'll bring them down, my brother. We'll bring them down. We'll bring them down. How do we call it? The same way Heart of Lions beat Kotoko, everybody was making. That is about tactics, and I think we'll take our 3 points.
All right, Coach. Wish you all the best of luck.
Thank you very much.
Coach. For a couple of days, are back all the way down to Sugako against Good in the second round. How pro this?
So I believe that we are Olympics prepared adequately, mentally and physically, for the tasks ahead. So as the game unfolds, I believe everybody will judge for themselves. But I believe that we are adequately prepared.
Coach, cognizant is your side here because we saw the surface you used against similar.
I must say the Astro part. So we are privy to these facilities to train on the AstroTurf, and we also play our games on AstroTurf. So I believe the situation.
Teams have come here and they've come out the speed of the wind, which normally do not favor them. Do you think today you have a tactics a advantage?
Talking of the wind, it's a natural phenomenon that nobody controls. The only thing is to control how it is strategy, and how are we going to do it? Circumstances, situation will determine that.
Finally, just one change again. What accounted for that change?
I say I had an injury, we brought in quality good replacement, and we are good to go.
All right, Coach. Wishing you all the best of luck.
To coach. Interesting too. They've nice and see how they were approaching it tactically. They're all talking about Jimmy Cobbler said it was a bad game, nothing went their way, wasn't a reflection of their performance, but you sense that he wants to put that right. won. But yeah, so that what's the point of beating Kotoko?
Throws that will come out. That what's our profit a team
What's
to
our Karela benefits
from beating Kotoko, losing that already.
Charlie, your time has so quick prediction.
I think the Olympics will win this one.
2 Olympics.
Okay, let's decide.
Hello, everyone. Wafa here, Sogakope, where there's after bringing you league. There's and Karela will be this afternoon and